Thanks so much for clicking on this video. This is going to be a Diablo IV dev stream, and they have said they are going to be looking at the Diablo IV Codex of Power, as well as some of the characters and story elements. That will be about 30 minutes into this broadcast. So if you're watching the past broadcast, just skip ahead about 30 minutes. I went live around 12:30 to prepare for them to go live, and we will be watching their live stream. We've done a lot of Diablo 4 news coverage. You can check our playlist as well. We'll be creating that and putting all of that stuff there. I'm going to end the previous stream that was about Starfield and bring everybody over with the redirect. If you prefer not to ride the redirect, use that link in chat and come over to the new stream. That was a good discussion that we were able to have this morning about Starfield and some new information there. So if you missed that stream, feel free to go back and watch that one. This one, I think, should be enjoyable. We've taken a look at Diablo IV gameplay hands-on. We've looked at the previews. We've looked at all the information. The more I hear, the more excited I get. People were concerned about, the Diablo Immortal pay-to-win situation affecting Diablo IV. Diablo Immortal obviously was a huge disappointment for many people. Other people I know are enjoying it, but for many, it was a big, big disappointment. Thank you, everybody, for coming over and spamming the Lono dope emotes. Get those thumbs up in chat, but also get those thumbs up on the screen. Yeah, it's at 11 a.m. Yeah. It's in 30 minutes. It's in 30 minutes, so we will be watching it together. Thank you, everybody who came over from the first stream. Still ain't fixed redirects. Redirects have been working a lot better, so 11 a.m., 2 p.m. here. No. Be 1 Eastern. Did we miscalculate? I think we actually might have miscalculated. Did I miscalculate? I think I may have miscalculated. Is it 1 p.m.? Or is it 2? We completely miscalculated. For whatever reason, I saw 11, and you know what? It's because the most recent thing they did was at like 12 p.m. Eastern, and I thought, oh, this is 1 hour later. Okay, so we got to find something to fill the time. Wow, we have 2.5 hours to fill. We would have just gone to members. I wasn't thinking. I completely jacked this up. Fail and delete quick members. Yeah, we're just gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to come back. I can't. I'm not gonna sit here. I can't sit here for an hour and a half and fill. That's gonna be really, really dumb. Epic will do it live. No, I'm gonna delete this stream and we'll come back. Yeah, there's just no freaking way. I'm gonna go to members. Let me schedule members, and we'll do the members Thursday throwdown, and then we'll come back for this later. I don't know what the frick we were thinking. It's so hard sometimes with all these time zone stuff. Great no Thursday. Go eat. I already ate. I don't know what we were thinking. You know what's really frustrating too? They've tweeted about it multiple times and not reiterated the time. Like only one of their tweets had the time. Only one. So like I kept thinking like, wait, are we right about this? Is it this time? But I had to keep going to find the one tweet. They've tweeted about it 4 times and only one time actually had the start time. It's freaking irritating. The same thing was happening with the Game Awards. They didn't put the stupid start time anywhere. It was just the date. What tweet? Diablo is doing a dev update stream today, and it's at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we got our wires crossed thinking that would mean it was at 1 p.m. our time. I don't... Because we always go 30 minutes early, and so we just completely jacked it up, and they're not going live for an hour and a half. I thought they were going live in 30 minutes. And I want to double check before we cancel this stream and delete it and then go over to members. I want to just triple double check myself to make sure that I'm right here. Yeah, no, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, so that's 12, 1, 2. Yeah, 2 o'clock, which means we'll be back here in an hour. We will be back here in an hour. Dadgummit, we had such a strong start too. Son of a frick. But it'll just be such a bad stream. Says their live will be on YouTube. Okay, good. I have 40 minutes. 40 minutes of what? All right, hang on. Yeah, you guys are gonna get a ping again for like another video. I'm gonna delete this video. We're gonna go to members and do the throwdown. I've got some games I can show you. Okay. All right, let me delete the announcement in the Discord so no one's confused. Such a shame we made that miscalculation. We could have ended the Starfield stream so much earlier. Let's gift members before we go. If you guys are going to do it now. If you're going to do it now. This stream's getting deleted and we're going to members to hang out for about an hour. There it is. J-Stub's going to do it. Take us to 26. That means I got to give 5. All right. Get out. I just got here. We miscalculated the start time of this stream, so we're going to go to members and be back later. I'm going to delete this video. They're not starting for an hour and a half. I thought they were starting in 30 minutes. All right, here's my 5. My man Loot, Trey Black, Breno, KR, Creed, Vidor. You guys all got gifted. Here comes my 5. You guys can come with us. $13 months from J-Stub. Thank you, J-Stubbles. If you get a gifted member, you can come with us to this next stream. I am sorry about the confusion. We just made a mistake. John Mark, Nick Toledo, Slick the Destroyer, Mark a Word. Thank you so much. Oh, you want to come? Sorry. Oh, yeah, they are going to be doing it on the YouTube channel. Okay, good. What if we just... What if we just stayed here for 40 minutes and did a member drive and then took everybody with us and then just delete the video? Like, change the title and the thumb? No? All right. Just generic talk show time. What do you guys want to talk about? All right. Just a lot of people is all. A lot of people hanging out. Air fryers. Dumpster fire in the making. We're going to delete it. Who cares? Metallica gifted 5 members. That takes us to 31. If we hit 50, I got to gift 5 more again. Like, if we hit 50, I have to do 5 more. Lucky Raygun, FG, Bama Hammer, HK, and Wavy. Dark Taco gifted 1, taking us to 32. Like, we'll just say this is a waiting room. What was James Gunn thinking? Oh, golly. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go to members and talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. If they want my commentary on that, they're not getting it. I'm not using members only to talk about that crap. I'd rather sit here and call this a waiting room for the dev update. Waiting room member drive. I don't want to go to members and do that. All right, so this is an official Diablo IV dev update waiting room. We came here too early, all right? So this video is just going to get deleted. We're going to redirect to another video, title and thumbnail. It'll have the exact same title and thumbnail as this one, all right? So we're doing a bit of a member drive right now. While we wait for the dev update, let's see how high we can get that number. How many times can you make me gift 5? Every 25, I have to gift 5. And then in 40 minutes, we will go to a new stream, and we'll be on the 30-minute runway to the actual live stream. We'll just throw this one away, okay? Simple mistake, easy mistake to make, but there's 307 people here. I don't see the wisdom in going to members and leaving, 200 people out in the cold to go to members and then to come back later in 40 minutes. Like, 40 minutes is not enough time. What's so wrong? Talk about that? I missed something. It's just, it's in my rear view, man. I don't care anymore. So, like, I'm not going to use any of my breath or time to talk about it. I don't care. I'd rather talk about Diablo. I'd rather talk about Starfield. I'd rather talk about how we might be able to make a happy little home in Diablo 4. You know what I mean? Yo, Dark Taco is going to gift 1. He's like, come on, guys. Keep it going. Dark Taco is calling on you guys. That takes us to 33. Majin Sven Steenberg. You're pumped for Diablo? Can we watch Halsey again? No. Here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to make this real easy for you guys. I'm going to make an example. Anybody inquiring about it or trying to push the conversation forward about it, I'm just going to time you out. You should play the trailer in the background. We can do that. This thing here. There you go. Anybody else want to ask a question about it? You can join Mr. Zero Self-Awareness in the timeout. Diablo and Starfield will probably consume most of my game time this summer, and I'm looking forward to it. Put the 40 minutes of gameplay up. Where do we have 40 minutes of gameplay? If you guys are just tuning in, this is a Diablo IV dev update waiting room. So thank you so much for being here. We are not going to... I don't think we're going to keep this stream unless we just get bonkers viewership, and it'd be a shame to throw the viewership away. We might just say, hey, we'll change the title and thumbnail. I don't know. But in any case, in about 40 minutes, we are going to go to a new stream, and we'll be in the 30-minute waiting room. We usually, whenever there's a live stream like this, we go live 30 minutes before. We miscalculated. So right now, we're doing a member drive. We are at 33 out of 25 over there. Oh, over 25, I'm sorry. Every 25 members I have to gift. So people were saying, hey, let's do a member drive. You can see the gifted members at the top of the chat. They've all been claimed. If you want to keep the little member drive going, feel free to gift some. Those feet are on fire. They are. People in my Discord are apparently theorizing that Jay Stubbles and Talika are the same person. We need some elevator music. I've not vetted this for audio. I won't watch the audio. Wait, where did this come from? Oh, it looks like is he taking all the B-roll? Yeah, it looks like this guy's taken all the B-roll and put it into one video. Can we talk about the singularity again? No. No. As a Souls vet, feet are something we are well versed in. Yeah. Here. Let's come back here. Let's get this 40 minutes of gameplay up for you guys. We'll use this to kill time. There you go. Let me know what you're looking forward to in this game. There is a Diablo IV dev update today. We came to this stream a little too early, so this is basically a waiting room. We're doing a bit of a member drive. If you've never been here before, we do talk shows Monday through Friday. We've covered a lot of Diablo IV news. We also do a lot of members-only content, so people are going on a little tear and gifting members. You might get one, especially if you are here on the regular. When's the update today? It is in about an hour, and we just came a little bit early. Anytime there's live streams that I like to cover in co-stream, like dev updates and new gameplay premieres and things like that, I usually go live about 30 minutes before. Unfortunately, we did this about an hour and a half too early. So right now, we're just kind of killing time, watching gameplay. So just consider this a bit of a waiting room. You can hang out with us, and then we will watch the dev update together and discuss it. And who knows, maybe you'll get a gifted member, and maybe you'll enjoy your time here and meet some community members and come back on another day. If you're just looking for Diablo news, we have covered quite a bit actually on this channel. Came too early. I feel personally attacked. Oh golly, Valiant. Man, it looks like the graphics look crisp. The tone is dark. I'm already envisioning my mage wrecking faces. Diablo 4 looks amazing. Hopefully announce the Diablo 4 open beta dates today. Yes, that would be nice. I don't think that's what we're going to get, though. I don't think so. I do not think so. Do you think this game will help create a community for your channel? It certainly could. It certainly could. I don't like counting my chickens before they're hatched, but I'm definitely looking at this thing and thinking that this could be a game that we spend a good amount of time in and grind and grow a community, and, you know, the Discord starts popping. This game has all of the hallmarks of things that I like to chop up. Loot systems, seasonal content, ongoing, content design, you know, I'm here for Diablo 4, not the guy sitting in the chair. Thank you, Weez. I appreciate it. Diablo's always missed my radar, but I'll be giving this one a shot for sure. I love the game, hoping for Diablo 4, hope it's good. I got my God of War PS5 bundle from Amazon yesterday, fired up 2018 at 60. Oh, yes. I was blind, but now I see. Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, you do. First game that made me enjoy Seasons to get OP builds. Do we know if it's going to be cross-platform? Yeah, I believe. I think they've confirmed that, yes. Also, it's crossplay. Yeah, I can't see a Blizzard game like this not being it. You know what I mean? You want a friend that lies to you? Or someone like me? I want... I was gonna be like, I want a friend who gifts members, but that's rude. Yeah, but you're being rude, so I guess I can be rude back. It's cross everything. Yeah. It's cross everything. So this is just a bunch of B-roll that we're going to be watching while we wait for the Diablo 4 dev update. This is a bit of a waiting room. So this is a Diablo 4 dev update waiting room. We came over here way too early. We miscalculated the time zone differences. Say it, you won't. Yeah. How many of you saw the story? I did a story on YouTube. What is this? Creators are using this tool to help grow their channels. What the frick? I just got a bunch of emails. You're eligible for this new tool. What is it? Your community tab is unlocked and ready for use. What freaking channel is this? I already know about it. They're trying to educate me on the community tab. An easy way to engage your audience. Help grow your communities. Yeah, I just got like a bunch of emails in a row about the community tab. Me and you saw it. Brick. What time is the dev stream? Dev stream is in about an hour and 9 minutes, and we will be redirecting to a new stream when it finally happens. And that way it's just that stream, and that's all it is. Although at this point, we might just bake it into the end and timestamp it and not delete this stream at all, now that I'm thinking about it. We're actually getting momentum, and tons of people are tuning in, and... Oh my gosh. That's one of the things I wish I could do with past broadcasts is like record like a 60-second intro and like front load it and be like, hey, I'm going to say a bunch of stuff that's not accurate in the beginning of this video. I missed a little, so this is 4 gameplay. This is Diablo 4 gameplay. There's a bunch of B-roll. Yeah. Random's debating Lono. They make a statement, then Lono destroys it. Then they come up with a new thing. That's good. That's a live environment for you. It really is. It is. At this point, it'll be probably better to just leave this VOD live and just use a chapter or whatever and let people, skip ahead. Let them skip ahead. Wait, are we 30 minutes in yet? No. When we're 30 minutes in, I'll say that. I'll say like, hey, if you skipped ahead, you actually have to keep going. You have to keep going. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer at this point. So this is now the official Diablo 4 dev update waiting room. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Smash the like button. Gift some members. Keep the member drive going. The member drive slowed down. And enjoy the Diablo 4 gameplay B-roll that we're watching here. What class is everybody excited to play? I am really excited that they brought back the Druid. Yeah. Yeah, I am really excited for the Druid, because I played as a Druid a bunch in Diablo 2. Sorry, I was reading something in the Discord. Yeah, Cold Heart, Brendan, it was literally because if I didn't draw a line in the sand, people were going to keep doing what you were doing. Why? What's the problem? Why? And I didn't want to do it. What's the best class for fancy spells and visuals? Probably the mage, I would think. Sucking some major copium, hoping they aren't going to pay to win this like Immortal. Did you see my coverage of the Diablo 4 pay to win thing? Did you see my coverage of that? They doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down on being like, you will not be able to buy power in this game. They didn't even say gear. They're like, you can't buy power. Yo, Mike the Hunter jumping back in on a member plus. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Smash that button if you're enjoying the chat. Thank you, Dark Taco. I appreciate it. Not to miss that one. I hope it's true, though. It was a pretty extensive blog post. There's a lot of Diablo 4 blogs out there. Like, they do their updates and stuff. And this one is just, you know, the post they did on the monetization, I just felt like they belabored the point numerous times to be like, you won't be able to buy power. I'm going to give you an example of how extreme they're being. In the free battle pass, there are XP boosts, okay? And then there's obviously the paid portion of the battle pass. Now, you can spend money to fly through the battle pass faster if you want. However, you will not be able to get to the XP boosts any faster by doing that. So even at that level, they're saying no. At that level of purchase power, they're saying, nope, you can't even spend your way through the battle pass to get to the XP boosts faster. We're not going to let you do that. If you want to fly through the battle pass with money to get all the cosmetics early, you knock yourself out, Cupcake, but you're not going to get the XP boost any faster. That, to me, is a pretty strong line in the sand for Diablo 4 monetization. It's like, we don't even want you to be able to get the free XP boosts quicker on the battle pass because they consider that buying power, because you'd be leveling your character faster. Now, obviously, somebody might push back and they're going to say, yeah, but they're letting the gold and the deluxe editions get the game 4 days early. And if you buy the normal $70 version, you can't get in 4 days early. Isn't that essentially paying, for power? I would say that that's a decent argument, but the issue with the Season Pass Battle Pass is that's sort of rhythmic. Like, every season, there'd be people that could do that, right? They could buy their way through the Battle Pass, get those XP boosts, and then they would essentially be flying past everybody else at a faster rate, and they don't want you to be able to buy that power. I've never known Lono to pass up an opportunity to swoon. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that because the Superman situation. No, I shouldn't even have said that. No, we're not talking about that. Please don't. Yeah, cease talking about it. I'll get too angry. It'll be a huge distraction from the show. I think they realized that they had to make it clear that buying power was not going to be accepted by the player base after Immortal released. Everyone told them loud and clear they done messed up. There was literally somebody that worked on this project. I swear he tweeted and essentially said, we didn't make this for the mobile audience. Do you know what I'm saying? He basically was like, he essentially was acknowledging that the mobile audience is more receptive to pay to win, and the PC audience, the mobile audience, I'm sorry, the PC and console audience would essentially reject it. Like, he all but said, mobile players are dum-dums. You guys aren't dum-dums, right? He didn't say it explicitly, but he kind of said it without saying it. It was kind of like, we didn't design this game for the mobile audience or the mobile platform, because that platform and audience is far more receptive and embraces pay to win. No one told them loud and clear they effed up Immortal. They got the exact opposite. Yeah, Immortals made them tons of money, but I don't think Diablo 4 would be successful with pay to win. I think it would hurt it because it doesn't exist in a marketplace that would embrace it. I think it exists in a marketplace that would reject it. The auction house is a great example of that. The game would be on life support after 3 weeks if they decided to do pay to win. Just like the auction house almost killed Diablo 3. I think Diablo 4 pay to win would have a similar effect. I think it would practically kill the dadgum game. We'll see. Blizzard has they've really trashed their consumer faith. Oh, I know they have. I think that the nature, that thumbnail is so clean, creature, for the Brick Abbey. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Yeah. I think that this game could not survive that. Same way the auction house was a problem. If you guys are just tuning in, the Diablo IV dev update goes live in about an hour. This is officially the waiting room for it. We're just going to press on. I was going to do a second stream and redirect and delete this video. I obviously can't do that now because we're cruising and having a very good turnout. If you've never been here before, I am a safe for work live streamer on YouTube. It's basically a video game podcast. So be sure to hit subscribe. Do me a favor and smash that like button if you're enjoying the coverage. We're just watching some B-roll of Diablo IV gameplay while we wait for the Diablo IV dev updates to go live. There is a member goal in the corner. That's mine. That's not in the gameplay. And that is an incentive. Every 25 members, I have to gift 5 back to the community. And we are currently sitting at 33 for the day. So thank you to everybody who has gifted members or became a brand new member today. We appreciate the support. What excites you about D4? And to that, what scares you about D4? Okay, so the thing about Diablo 4 that excites me the most is the open world aspect. The fact that there's world bosses. Force Gaming did a video about his time in the game, and he talked about dynamic things that happened in the open world, things that felt random, things that felt almost like emergent, dynamic gameplay, not something that felt so scripted or so rehearsed. And that really excites me. I love the idea of just roaming the open world and some big crazy dude crashes out of the earth or crashes into the earth, and then anybody nearby can help fight and get loot. I love that. I also love the fact that there's 150 dungeons. I'm anxious to see how they harness the procedural generation of the Rift system in Diablo 3. I feel that the Rift system and the Loot 2.0 system of Diablo 3 is so close to the archetypal live service model that many other companies are likely right now building systems to echo and replicate that, as we've seen with No Man's Sky with its expeditions. So I'm really excited to see what that's going to look like. At first, it seemed like all 150 dungeons would be procedurally and randomly generated, so every time you ran them, they would be different or feel different. I don't know if that is true. I may have read into statements made. I may have misunderstood exactly what they were saying. Those are the things that excite me the most. What always makes me nervous in games like this is the ongoing service model. How are they going to do it? How are you going to incentivize my engagement? When I am playing in Season 3 or 4, what am I doing? If I'm using the same character, if they're going to do away with this idea of you create a seasonal character, I have concerns about that. I think there's something really fun about that fresh car, fresh coat of paint, new car smell of a new character. And when you're on that seasonal grind, everything's dropping, everything's pinging, everything's leveling, and that's a really enjoyable experience. And then you get those rewards, and you can hand them to your main character. That's essentially what they've done in No Man's Sky. You grind the expedition on an expedition character, and then you can take those rewards at the end of the expedition and hand them off to your main save. They are not doing that with their seasonal format. As far as we know from interviews that they have done, they want every season to really make the game feel fresh and new, and they have yet to outline how they're doing that. They've said that, but they've not gone into the details about how they're going to do it. You're welcome, Mama. You couldn't open her Diet Coke. So they've not outlined how... Yeah, that's right. They've not outlined the details of how they're going to be doing that. So we know what they want. They want the game to feel fresh and new. We know they want to move away from you making a seasonal character. So what's my experience going to look like? This is something that I've always talked about with live service games. If you guys haven't ever been here before, it's one of my passions is live service games, ongoing service models, player incentivizations, content loops, game elasticity, game longevity. It's something that I've spent, I would say, hundreds of hours thinking about, talking about, covering, discussing, debating with my coverage for the last 7 to 8 years. And that's always the challenging part, right? Diablo 4 is going to feel amazing to play and to progress. But what's it going to feel like in the 11th month? That's always the question. You know, creating a content loop, a loot table, dungeons, bosses, characters, classes, rule sets on their abilities, all those things, I know they can do that. That's not in doubt. It isn't. It's going to feel amazing to be a druid and to shapeshift. It's going to feel amazing to be a barbarian and to rage out, right? It will. It'll feel great. But what am I going to be doing? What's the player feel, content loop, incentivization in the 12th month of the game? Those are the questions that I think are much harder to answer because there's so many pitfalls. There's so many pitfalls with ongoing service when there's loot and progression and RPG elements. You're going to spend, 2 or 3 months getting your character exactly how you like them. Hey, we have new things for you to go do, new loot for you to go chase. Oh, is all that loot going to invalidate my existing loot? Did the last 3 months not matter? Like, do you see what I'm saying? You're always immediately going to snag on that. Player incentivization for ongoing content where there's loot and progression is always going to be something that's very easy to snag on. Because, you invalidated all my grind, so why does the new grind matter? You're going to do the same thing. So, Season 2 is going to roll out, and I'm going to get all this stuff, and then when Season 3 rolls out, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to invalidate all my hard work. Okay, well, what's the alternative? Well, the alternative would be lateral, upgrades that don't feel like upgrades. Prettier stuff, cosmetic stuff. And I think that as a loot driver, that wears off very quickly. Because what did you hook people with? You hooked people with the sense of progression. You hooked people with the little chingerings and the little blinking lights on the ground and the little dings and the little bings and I got leveled up. And when that stops happening, now what are you going to tickle their brain with? What are you going to tickle their brain with? Well, that becomes more difficult as time goes on. And I don't quite know if anybody has firmly figured it out yet. I think Diablo 3 hit its own ceiling of repetition, sameness. I know Destiny's going through something similar right now of people saying, I've done this before. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's just a horse of a different color. It's still a horse. It's just pink now instead of blue. Right? And so I know Diablo is going through similar things sometimes with players. They're like, I just don't want to make another seasonal character. I've done this before. I've been here before. There will be a Diablo 4 dev update in about an hour. This is basically a waiting room. We came way too early. Usually we come over and we start up a stream about 30 minutes before while we wait, and we came over a little bit too early. So we're just looking at B-roll of Diablo 4 gameplay and discussing live service, what I'm excited about with Diablo 4, what I'm concerned about. Do me a favor, if you've been enjoying the coverage, man, smash that like button, smash a thumbs up, and consider gifting a member or joining as a member. We appreciate that. And Eugene says resetting isn't the way either. Maybe it's time to accept players are only going to give you X amount of hours no matter what you do. I don't know. It's possible that there are realities that you can't fight against. I don't know if you can fight against the axiom of familiarity breeds contempt. The idea that the more you play and the more familiar you become with the game, the more you tend to loathe and hate it as much as you like it and love it. If you listen to the way people talk about certain games, you would think that they just absolutely despise them. And yet they, at the same level of passion and fervor, they love the game as well. And so I think the trick has always been, number one, the content loop has to feel fantastic. You have to feel like being in the game and doing the things and getting the things is just so enjoyable. You just like being in the world. This is something that I feel like New World did an excellent job with. It's just a very pleasant game to be inside of. Destiny does this with its shooting mechanics and its movement feel. It's just pleasant, satisfying, and enjoyable to be in the game. Diablo excels at the moment-to-moment action. There's a forward momentum always. You're moving, you're killing, there's things dropping. There's splatters, there's explosions, right? The dopamine's tickling, your brain. You're really, really enjoying it. And then you're always going to run into that problem of Well, this is the 2000th time I've gone into this dungeon. This is the 2000th time that I've come in here. You know? No, you did not miss the dev update. For those of you that might be heavy on the lurk, it seems like we have a lot of lurkers right now, maybe from the initial stream. This is our second stream of the day, so keep that in mind. It's no longer the first stream, so if you're just tuning in, if you're just coming in the door, make sure you're on live chat so you can see what everybody is saying. This is basically a waiting room for the Diablo 4 dev update. We're going to watch it together, so thank you so much for being here. Would love to hear from you in chat if it's your first time being here. Subscribing enables you to talk in my chat. Subscribing is totally free. So is smacking that thumbs up. Guys, spam the Lono dope emote, the thumbs up emote. Some people are struggling to realize they haven't given us a thumbs up. So let's make chat full of them. And this is B-roll of Diablo 4 gameplay. Taking a look at character customization and character creation here and everything that you can do. They released a lot of Diablo 4 gameplay B-roll a while ago, and it was in a lot of the... If you guys saw, we covered the Diablo 4 hands-on previews a while ago, and that was when we looked at a lot of this footage. So we're just kind of looking at this footage right now to kill the time. In about 50 minutes, 5-0, they will be going live with a dev update. They will be talking about the Codex of Power and the two main characters that you saw in the cinematic trailer. You saw Lilith, but you also saw Inarius. So the Codex of Power system, Lilith and Inarius, are what we will be hearing about today, and I think that's going to be pretty exciting to get a peek at that. There you go. There's all those thumbs up reminders. Almost 500 viewers here, so thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys tuning in and trusting us with the coverage. A lot of people might be watching and not logged in. They're just looking for the info. They're just looking for the update. You'll be able to watch the Diablo 4 dev update here, but Monday through Friday, I'm going to pause the gameplay. Monday through Friday, we are usually in this scene hanging out and talking, so if you like talk shows and podcasts about video games, I keep it safe for work. A lot of people throw me on in the background of their day like a radio show. So this footage is showing us now the different like tattoo customization you can do. I don't know what sort of transmog limitations there will be on how much of your character you can see. Like if you really want to strip somebody down and cover them in tattoos, I don't know how much. We know transmog is in the game. We know that there's like 4 or 5 preset outfits you can have to cycle through once you save them. Austin Cardwell, thanks for coming back in. Says, smash that like. How many classes are there? There are 5. There is Barbarian, Druid, Necro, Rogue, and Mage. There are 5 launching. I'm sure there'll be more as time goes on, but there are 5. So Diablo 4 classes, there are 5. Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, and Mage. And here they're showing you the different the body types you can choose between. There are some presets if you want every time. You can always do that in character. You know, character creation always allows you to do these sorts of things. Lilith and Inarius are the most important characters lore-wise. I'm excited for the story. Yeah, I absolutely loved the cinematic trailer. I think Blizzard's just continuing to show their cinematic prowess. Like, they really can tell a great story. I think they've always had amazing cinematics. I remember playing Warcraft 3, I think, where the guy comes storming in and the rose petals are falling. I always remember that scene because I was like, I've never seen anything like this in a video game, and obviously that was just Blizzard's strength. We're getting a really, really big influx of viewership, so I just want to continue to let people know that the Diablo 4 dev update is coming, and we will be co-streaming it. We're a little bit early. Usually we go live 30 minutes before a live stream like that if we're going to co-stream it, and so we are a little early. We miscalculated, and so we're just doing sort of a waiting room watching Diablo 4 gameplay B-roll. So if you're enjoying your time here, feel free to stick around. You can watch the dev update with us and discuss it with us. Hello, it's me again. Welcome back. Nice skin. Thank you. And they're just showing you the various things that you can edit in the B-roll. And this is obviously a very muscular body type, even though it is the female body type. She's freaking ripped for the barbarian. Just talk random. Well, no, I'd prefer to keep it on topic. Yo, what's good, Jace? How are you? Can't imagine Lono playing an RTS. I really, really liked StarCraft with friends of mine. We would just go on money maps and play against the computer. I didn't like playing online because everybody would just Zerg rush. And just regular old Warcraft, I liked it well enough. You know what I'm saying? I liked it well enough. I didn't come out of my skin for it. But you know, it was definitely a game that I played with my buds and just killed some time with. You know, I think in general, sometimes it's hard in games like that. If you're not super committed, you know, you'll go to play online and you'll just get absolutely squashed because, you know, there's just people that have been playing for a very, very long time. And so you tend to get just trounced into the ground. So thank you guys for 200 likes on the video. Thank you for 33 members. You'll notice over there in the corner, we've gotten 33 new members today. I gifted 5 already, and the more often you watch a stream like this, the more likely you'll get a gifted. So make sure you're here as often as you can be. If you lurk, you listen, if you smash the buttons, it tracks all those metrics, and it says, oh, this is a loyal person. Now we're getting some rogue gameplay. Kind of jumping around, dropping arrows on a big group here. Once the open beta starts, I can't wait to destroy some demon scum, but next week I'm pre-ordering it for my PS5 so I can play with my brother-in-law. Yeah, I'll be playing this on PS5 because I've got 2 PS5s in the house so my wife and I can play games together, and we love to play Diablo together. We played Diablo 3 story together probably 2 or 3 times, and then we did a couple seasonal characters as well. I've been good, M-Man June. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're getting your Frickmas tomorrow. I am glad. If you guys are coffee drinkers, here at Reforge Gaming, we do have our own coffee, and people in chat can tell you about it. But yeah, my wife and I love to play. We love to play Diablo. The only thing I didn't like about the Diablo 3 seasonal grind, and I've talked about this before, I didn't like how much of it was like, hey, go do this thing solo, right? It just drove me nuts. It was like, I'm trying to play with my wife. I'm not trying to do stuff by myself. I'm not trying to do stuff solo. I really wish in games like this, it would be like, do this thing solo or do this with another person. Does that make sense? Like, for me, there was no desire to split up and play by myself. Coffee? Yeah, we have coffee. We have a light roast, dark roast, and our holiday blend. You can do a triple threat and get all 3, and it gives you a little bit of a discount. If you've never tried coffee before with balanced acidity, you should try ours out. It will make you a fan. It'll be hard to drink other coffees because it's so smooth. Well, Aaron says, I got my triple threat and my family's in Vermont. Great Christmas present. Nice. I never did a seasonal character. I forgot what those were, and yes, it makes sense. Yeah, it was like I didn't have time to boot up and do stuff by myself, and my wife she certainly wasn't going to play Diablo by herself, you know what I mean? It was just a way to spend the evenings together. It was like, let's boot up, let's grind rifts, let's level a character, let's get all these rewards, and the further we got in the season, the more it was like, hey, you need to do this solo. You need to go run a rift at this level solo. And I was like, yeah, but why? Like, what's the point? What's the point of this? You know what I mean? Hello, what's good? What's good, Dan23? How are you? Appreciate you very, very much. It's dumb. It just feels like such a mismanaged thing. It doesn't. It feels extremely mismanaged. It's like you've got a multiplayer game, you know. I'll have to answer that later, Kale. How about the limited collector's box? Okay, so the Diablo IV collector's box, you know what they shouldn't have called it? They shouldn't have called it a collector's box. They should have called it like a merch box or something. You know what I'm saying? The minute people hear collectors, people thought it was a collector's edition. And it's like, it's not a collector's edition. It's a box of merchandise. I jokingly said they should have called it a loot box, but Diablo sells loot boxes. So a lot of people, if you're unaware, got really confused by that. They saw this collector's box and they thought it was a collector's edition, but it's not a collector's edition. It's a collector's box. It's literally just a box of merch, just a box of cool stuff. Speaking from experience, I found that making you do the solo thing made it so you were adequately gearing up and becoming stronger to handle harder content and not crunching on having two builds working at once. I mean, I can definitely see that, Fuzzy. I can. It seemed completely antithetical to a game that everybody not everybody, but many people enjoy playing together. It definitely confused the community. Did you guys see that they're doing a Diablo 2 they're doing a Diablo 2 holiday event where like every day there's something happening in Diablo 2 Resurrected? Did you guys see that? The artwork for it was really, really cool. Have you talked about crossplay yet? No, I have not. Oh, have they talked about crossplay yet? If you're just tuning in, the Diablo 4 dev update will go live in about a half an hour. This is basically a waiting room for it. We went live a little bit too early, and so we've just been watching B-roll and talking to the community. We were actually going to go to members and delete this video, but we had such a strong turnout and such a strong response, we just kept going and decided to watch Diablo 4 gameplay B-roll while we wait. I hate the company started doing that with Collector's Edition. What's that, Quintar? Not having the game inside? Or not having the disc? Because the Diablo 4 Collector's Box, it's not that it doesn't have a disc. It literally does not come with the game. It's just a box of merch. Now, when I did the God of War Collector's Edition, I got a code instead of a disc, and I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. Some people are really bothered by that because they give you like a really fancy jewel case and then there's no disc inside. And there are people that get really irritated by that. So I'm not sure which thing you're talking about. Yo, that Tomb Lord guy looked sick. Did you see him? This little boss here, level 40 Tomb Lord, he's looking awesome. I remember the first time I played Diablo 2, one of the things I loved about it was the font. You know, the Diablo font and how they like use it everywhere. Loved it. I can still hear the music of the, that town in Diablo 2. That faint horn, that not coming with the game, just a merch box. Are there other companies doing that? Here's a collector's box with nothing but merch. Are there other companies doing that? I've not seen that. I don't think it's a bad idea because of the divide on physical and digital gaming now. Hello from South Africa. I can't wait for this game. I'm definitely getting the Ultimate Edition. Such a Diablo fan. Yes, it's becoming a thing, and I hate it. Who else has done it? Who else has been like, hey, buy this collector's box? And you're like, cool. And they're like, it doesn't come with the game. It's just a bunch of merch. I mean, a lot of these games have merch stores, so... Two More looks like a mix of something from Diablo 3 and 2 together. In all of the Diablo 4 gameplay previews that I read, that seemed to be one of the big general things of consensus. A matter of consensus was that they were melding the best of Diablo 2 and 3 together. Hogwarts Legacy Collectors. But that comes with the game. The Hogwarts Legacy Collectors Edition comes with the game, does it not? No, God of War's Collector's Edition came with the game. It didn't come with the disc. It didn't come with the disc. Yeah, the Collector's Edition comes with the game. Yeah, the Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition 100% comes with the game. Deluxe Edition, game, and content, it says. Yeah, Hogwarts has the game. I'm telling you, I cannot think of anybody else that's doing a collector's box. No game. Just merch. I think Diablo might be the first. Yeah, Hogwarts has the game. God of War has the game. I feel like this is different. Giving you a code instead of the disc, yes, that's pretty normal. I will agree with that. Meanwhile, GameStop got a bunch of crap from other Blizzard games. So if you want to play Diablo 4, you're gonna get a bunch of stuff that you're not gonna use. Oh, for sure, all the pre-order incentives, all the outfits and stuff. Most definitely. Most definitely. I swear Talica said that it didn't. No. Well, you could have been misunderstanding Talica's frustration. So this is what happened with Talica and Hogwarts. She pre-ordered the old gen version because she wanted all of the merch. And since they delayed old gen, her version's not going to be showing up and playable in February like she planned. Yeah, her frustration's very, very unique to her to her situation. Well, and to what happened with the delay. The old gen delay. The lack of disc makes sense because the size of the day one patches in the game itself would exceed the Blu-ray disc size. I don't think they would exceed disc size anymore. Didn't they get to the? Don't they have discs now that can have way more on them? I think Red Dead Redemption 2 had something of a collector's box with no game. I don't remember that. I do not remember that. Did I loop that? Yeah, I'm gonna let that loop. We're officially 30 minutes away from the Diablo 4 dev update. The Diablo 4 dev update. We will be watching it together. If you guys keep it here, keep smashing like. There we go. Look at this gameplay. We're just watching Diablo 4 gameplay B-roll. We're just looping it. It's like 40 minutes. So we now have enough footage to last us until the dev update goes live. We have like 4-layer Blu-rays now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can fit more on there. Patch wouldn't be stored on the disc anyway. Yeah, you'd have to download the day one patch. Like, I don't know how much that has to do with the discs in the actual boxes these days. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I'm seeing a lot of new subscribers on the channel. Thank you for doing that. Subscribing is totally free, but I appreciate you hitting that button, and I hope to see you in my other talk shows that I do all throughout the week. Thank you for being here. If you like gaming podcast talk shows, you're in the right place. When do you think the open beta will be? Well, since the game launches in June, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the open beta is in April or May. I think they're going to avoid January through March, because January through March is pretty full, right? Lot of games coming in January through March. I think April, May is when it thins out, and that's also pretty close to release, so they can be testing the game servers, spinning up servers, getting ready for the influx of players. It's mostly so you can get the collector's edition, irrespective of what platform you intend to play. Also, price is quite low compared to Hogwarts Legacy. I never considered that, Nick. That's not a terrible perspective on the situation. If let's say they make 8,000 collector's editions, but then they have to split them up between the platforms, that gets problematic. Then you run into the situation that Talica ran into with Hogwarts Legacy. If they would have just had a junk ton of collector's editions for Hogwarts, she would have pre-ordered one and then bought that separate from pre-ordering the game. She wouldn't be in the situation that she's in right now. You wouldn't have had to say, oh, I really want the collector's edition. They're out of the PlayStation 5 versions. I have to order the PlayStation 4 version, and then I'll just do the free upgrade later. She wouldn't have to do any of that. She would have just pre-ordered the collector's box and then been like, oh, I'll get the game on the, I'll just pre-order the game digitally. Does that make sense? Otherwise, the collector's edition game would be $175. Right. Like, yeah. Yeah, I do. It would have been more expensive. Yeah. You said that earlier as well. Sorry, Rennie, I didn't see that. No, I actually like that perspective. I just think they need to be very careful in their framing of it so that nobody gets confused. Like, hey, we're doing this. You made the point first. Yeah, sorry, I just missed it. Chat's moving kind of fast. I tend to go on rants and I don't see everything in chat. Yeah, I think that's not a terrible perspective on the situation. No, I love it. That's a great thumb, creature. That's a great thumb. I'm gonna be a little goofy today too. I'm gonna send them to that first before members. I'm gonna be a little goofy because we're gonna have a lot of probably have a lot of steam coming off this thing. I feel like this stream's gonna be kind of spicy, kind of hot. We're getting a good turnout. A lot of people are here. Thanks so much for being here and supporting the channel. We plan to do a lot with Diablo 4. If you're looking for a community, if you're looking for people to hang out with, guys, whenever we're covering this game and there's a lot of people here, that's a really good time to pull out some of those member bombs that we used to pull out back when we were covering Call of Duty. I think this game's got a lot more potential for us to get some homies in the Discord, create a little group of people to play together, get a clan going or whatever they're going to call it in this. Yeah. This game right here, I plan on really taking a large swing at this. I love covering games like this. I love covering their seasons, their loot systems. I love it. These are my kind of games with respect to doing the breakdowns and the slice ups. I love it. Welcome in all the new viewers. Yeah, welcome on in, man. If you're new to our community here at Reforge Gaming, we've got a very, very awesome, very dope community. We do have a Discord we hang out in. It is reserved for our members here. This guy said, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to eat unhealthy crap for weeks when playing this. Well, why not plan ahead, Michael, and buy a bunch of healthy stuff? And then, no life it for a few weeks, but feel good at the same time. Man, you're looking great. Did you lose... You lost some weight. You've been working out? No, man. Diablo. Huh? I've been binging that Diablo, baby. Yeah. Got myself on a really good diet of fruits and vegetables as well. and then start like a channel, right? Guys, with 6 weeks on my Diablo 4 health plan, you too can look as fit as a fiddle and have that grind on. You can look as good as your barbarian does. Start a whole channel. Do it. Ship that. Welcome back to the Diablo Gym. Healthy food equals expensive, and it's a time waste having to cook. Immortal Turtle's already thought about this. He's like, I already thought about it, bro. No, it's a non-starter. Yeah. No, it's too expensive, and you gotta waste time cooking. So no, yeah, I've already examined the possibilities. No, Dr. Pepper, Doritos, pizza. Michael Cleveland's like, don't tell me how to live my life. Don't tell me how to live my life. I see it. I respect it. Time waste. Get a crock pot, my dude. Yeah. Get a crock pot, my dude. Get yourself a crock pot. Get yourself a rice maker. All right. Make yourself some rice. Get yourself some really good chicken. Right. Get yourself some peppers and some filler, whatever you like. And what you do is you pre-make a bunch of burrito bowls. Yeah. You put them in the fridge. You pull them out. You throw them in the microwave. You nuke them. You sit down. Real easy to eat. You got a bowl. You got a spoon. You got everything there, and you just keep going, and then you're eating healthy. See, I already helped you. I already solved it for you. Did you guys start with D1? I started with D2. Tried to go back to D1, just kept dying. I started with Diablo 1. Yeah, I played Quake 3 with some guys. I was in a clan with some guys and played Quake 3. Quake 3 Arena. I played Rocket Arena in a clan. And when we got bored with Quake for a while, we took a bit of a break. We started playing Diablo. And my friend called me Lono Baggins because I had like a glitched hacked drop. It was some ring. And it was really, really powerful, and it was already identified. So I dropped it on the ground, and he came over, and he was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "I don't know. It was just laying there." I tried to act like I found it, but what I didn't realize was something like that wouldn't already be identified out in the wild. So he picked it up, and he looked at it, and he was like, "You do know that a ring like this we would need to take it back and identify it, right?" He's like, "Don't bring that kind of, don't," he said something to the effect of like, "Don't bring gear like that into the game, Lono Baggins." And then we moved on. It was such a good joke. He didn't want to play with anybody that was going to use like rooted or glitched gear. He didn't want to do it. We agreed if we were going to play, we were going to check every nook and cranny, every corner, exhaust every dungeon. We weren't going to leave any stone unturned. Like, that was the agreement. And I remember I played Diablo 2 probably the most out of the bunch, right? Quad damage, wipe the map. That's right. Quad damage. Denied. That was such a good game. My brother and I would always play CTF Instagib servers. What's the loot like in Diablo? Pretty cool, unique stuff. Yeah. Loot looks really good when it drops, and when you go into the menu and you look at it. Loot is really, really fun to pick up and to come over. Yeah. You still have the discs. D2 with Lord of Destruction. Yes. I remember I tried to get into EverQuest with some of my friends, and I hated it. It immediately wanted me to play. I immediately just wanted to play Diablo. And I remember going to Best Buy and buying the Diablo 2 collector's box. It had like the Lord of Destruction expansion with it. And I just played the ever-loving snot out of that. And I remember I was always a druid, which I'm obviously very excited about the druid in this game. Guys, thank you for the strong turnout. I know a lot of you are probably like, what is going on? I thought I was clicking on a Diablo 4 dev update. We will be watching the dev update in 24 minutes. We like to get started a little bit early and get ramped up and ready to go, and then we watch them together. We came over a little bit too early today. We have been streaming for about an hour, so welcome on in. Make sure and hit subscribe to be able to talk in my chat. We just do that to stop the bots. There's a lot of bots out there that'll like spam chat, and that's a nice little barrier. You can also smash like if you're enjoying the show. We've just been talking about which Diablo we started with. I started with Diablo 1, then Diablo 2, and then 3. I think I played Diablo 2 the most. Actually installed it on an external hard drive and took it to work with me when I worked at AT&T in the mall because the traffic was so slow. And you could run it and play it off of the external hard drive. Sure, stop the bots. No, for real. We were getting overrun with bots that were coming in they would make their username a hyperlink to like an adult website. And when we turned that feature on, they just stopped showing up. So it also just, this might seem like an exaggeration, but like all of like the 11-year-old morons that want to come in and like say a cuss word, like they're not bothered. They're like, I'm not hitting that subscribe button. They just keep on going. Started with Diablo 3, but then jumped into Diablo 2 when it dropped. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the Diablo 2 Resurrected, if they would have let me check 2 boxes, I would have played the absolute snot out of that game with my wife. If they would have let me have infinite stamina and stack the potions, right? I personally think what they should have done with Diablo 2 Resurrected is they should have said, you can have the legit original experience, or you can have like, you can customize your experience to be more modern. Like, let me check a box to have infinite sprint, like infinite stamina. Like, what the heck? I can't run. I'm like slowly walking when I run out of stamina. And then let me stack potions, bro. Like, managing inventory in Diablo 2 Resurrected, I just couldn't play. I was like, this is so unenjoyable. It's literally a dungeon crawler with loot everywhere, and I can't pick up all the loot, or if I do, I'm constantly boomeranging back to town to sell it all. And people are like, well, just don't pick everything up. And I'm like, What the F? Excuse me? Like, have you ever played a game like this before? What do you mean don't pick everything up? What kind of nonsense are you telling me, you know? Yeah. It's a great looter. It's a great looter shooter. Yeah. Just don't pick everything up. What do you mean? Oh, the inventory is a joke. Like, I'm not saying Diablo 2 Resurrected is a looter shooter, but it's a loot-based game. Loot-based game, man. I want to pick everything up. I want to comb over every square inch of every item. Like, is this good for me? No. Good for my buddy? No. Is it good for this? No. Then I get rid of it. Big lore question is, how is Inarius back? How did he escape hell? We'll find out, probably. Today, in today's Diablo 4 dev update, they're going to be talking about the Power Codex and Inarius and Lilith is what they're going to be talking about. More and more subscribers coming in, man. Thank you guys so much for pressing that subscribe button. Thanks for smashing that like button. We are, I tell you what I'm going to do. We got 20 minutes before the show starts. I'll kick it off. I'm just going to say thanks. I'm not going to add this to the count over there, but I'm just going to say thanks for being here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say thanks for being here, and I'm going to gift some members. Thanks so much for being here, getting our Discord, getting our members only content. We'd love to fold you into our community. We're going to do a lot with Diablo. We're anticipating doing a lot. Welcome on in. Thanks for being here. There you go. Sprinting Snail, Peyton Keith, Laughstony, Big John Riley, and Manuel Lopez. You guys all got gifted members. Welcome on in. Appreciate you guys very, very much for deciding to hang out here with us on this day, waiting for this dev update. Anybody else wants to keep that train going? If you just got a gifted member and you want to pay it forward, feel free. Also, if you just got a member, get in our Discord. It's a members-only environment. It gives you that opportunity to connect with the community and not miss out on any announcements. We do a member stream every day. Today we'll be doing Thursday Throwdown with the members. It's just an opportunity for me to play some games and showcase some games. And then Friday nights, I typically play games with my wife and have some drinks. So Friday nights is a good time for you. Come hang out with us if you're a member. Become a member for $5. And tomorrow night is the return of Hilly Hijinks. Hilly and I are going to be playing. So right now we're just running Diablo 4 gameplay B-roll footage, and we are doing this while we wait for the Diablo 4 dev update, which goes live in 18 minutes. If you guys want to make sure you can allow gifts, type ! allow gifts in chat. Make sure you're toggled to allow gifting on my channel. If you want to gift some members or become a member, it's the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat. Pretty good to have on in the background of inputting the shopping away. Well, thank you, Titus. I appreciate that. It should be the story of Inarius and Lilith from what we see. There's a bunch of lore for that. You like bananas? Well, I do too. I start every day with one. It's good. Helps my blood pressure. There you go. Yeah, if you click that link, make sure you allow gifts. Longtime members can also click that $sign at the bottom and celebrate their membership renewals. That's what that is there for. If you're on mobile, you might not have that option. Just retrieved the Frickmas coffee from my mailbox. Thanks for signing the bag, Lono. It was dope. Brewing up a cup. I'll let you know my thoughts. Oh, thank you, Dylan. I'm so glad, man. They're getting there fast. Approved and enabled. Sweet. That's good to see, creature. It says choose which episodes. So approved and enabled. Do you need to go to every single episode now and do that, creature? Like, or is it because it's reading like you have to do it. It says choose which episodes have them. Exclude categories that aren't right for you. Yeah. We might have to go to every episode and do it. Mobile, click the green gift box icon. It'll have allow gifts. Oh, nice. Thank you, Rennie. The hyperlink also helps. Dark Taco hitting a 4-month membership milestone. Welcome back in, Dark. Cherry pick episodes, yes. Okay. And then all future uploads. Okay, cool. You guys can also listen to these episodes on Spotify, but they're always a day late, like if that's more convenient for you, or any of the podcast platforms. We obviously prefer to interact with you here on YouTube. It's basically a live interactive podcast Monday through Friday. This is our second show of the day. We did a Starfield show this morning. Hey, my man Rob V is going to gift 5 members. Come on, let's get a little member train going. There we go, 38. If that hits 50, I'll do another 5. Every 25, and I'll give 5. Keep it going. Rennie got one. Ben Brown, Danger, Powers, Neo Conquer, and Placorian. There you go. That means you guys can join us for members-only content. You can join my members-only Discord. Come hang out on a Friday night. Usually every day what we do with members is I do the morning stream, and then I break for lunch, and I just hang out with members and do like a segment while I eat. We read mean comments on Monday. We check out new trailers on Tuesday. Thursdays is Thursday Throwdown. Friday nights, we typically don't do a lunch member stream on Fridays, but we do a Friday night stream. So make sure you got notifications and all that turned on the channel so you don't miss any of that content. The Discord's probably one of the best places to ensure you don't miss out on stuff going on. So welcome on in. Thank you so much for doing that, Rob. Pushing us a little bit closer to the next milestone. We recently hit 1,300. We are aiming for 1,500. We're aiming for 1,500. That's our next big milestone. Love the D4 content. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Like I said, when we're covering Diablo, guys, some of you guys like to go really big with gifted memberships. Diablo 4 is the time to do it. It is. Because this is a game where we can really, I think we can build something special. I really do. We've done it before with other games, and I think Diablo 4 has a lot of potential for us here at Reforge Gaming. Member streams are Pog. Oh, thank you. I have fun doing them. Really love all the content here. I'm glad, Rob. I'm glad you qualified that. I was like, oh, he only likes my Diablo coverage. Wheezy came in and said he was just here for Diablo and not here for me. So, wouldn't be the first backhanded compliment of the day. Diablo 4 might be my first ever Diablo experience. Kind of excited. CGI trailer's been super epic. It was really good. Waiting to see the final list of classes. You think there's going to be more than 5, Creed? Have they indicated there's more than the 5 they've already announced? You think Tyrael's voice is deeper or it's a different voice actor? I don't know if have we seen any footage of Tyrael talking yet? Yo, Lono, the Frickmas blend is fantastic. First time trying it. I think I like it better than the light roast. Might have to order more. Dylan, I'm telling you that our Frickmas blend, it cannibalizes the light roast every year. People stop buying our light roast, and they buy that instead. Came for Diablo, stayed for you. Aw, y'all are gonna make me blush. This is the bag. Here, I'll pause the gameplay. We'll get to the dev update in a second. This is the bag that our holiday blend came in. Now, it was supposed to be a black bag, so we're making this a special edition for you guys. I'm signing the bags with a red marker and saying Merry Frickmas across the top. So this is our holiday blend. This is not a sponsor. This is our coffee, Reforge Roast. That's why the logo is basically the exact same as Reforge Gaming. So you get those coffee orders in. My wife and kiddos bag it up and ship it to you. My kids put little drawings in the bag. I sign the bags. So, yeah, the dev update's going live in 10 minutes, yes. And you sell coffee? Yeah, we have a light roast, a dark roast, and we just launched our holiday blend. Yep. Well, I don't know about that, Sven. I don't know about a new channel. We'll have to see how things go. I could see it being just like a regular show on this channel, but we'll see. Nova says, I've been watching Lono for 4+ years now. If you're new here and you like someone that can unpack a game, analyze, and fairly critique, and suggest legit improvements, this is the place for you. Yeah, this right here tells me, I appreciate you saying that, Nova. This is it. This is the 5. I don't know if there are more classes planned for launch. This is the 5 right here. The druid's right above me. Right next to the druid is the rogue. In the middle is the mage. They're currently on the necromancer, and the far left is the barbarian. Someone else verify the start time. We saw Lono and his expertise with time zones already. Hey. Chill. Sorry for the Reddit links. Oh, is there a new one? Blizz did a slime ball move with the Epic Special Edition without the game in it. Could we use that kind of stuff? Titus, I actually had my mind changed about that. The collector's box is so they don't have to say, hey, we're out of PlayStation 5 collector's boxes. That happened with Hogwarts, right? Like, they ran out of collector's edition for Hogwarts on next gen, and people that really, really wanted it had to buy the old gen version. Now the collector's box it's platform agnostic. You're not buying the game, and the price is appropriate given that reality. I actually had my mind changed about that. I just think they need to make it crystal clear, like, hey, you're just buying a loot box. You're not you're buying a merchandise box. You're not actually buying the game. Are you going to play Diablo 4 with viewers? Members, yes. That's what the Discord is for. That's what membership is for. It's for, like, increased... Creature, did you log into Spotify? I got an alert. It's for increased engagement with me. You know? It is. That's why we do that. And right now we're sitting at 38 new members for the day. We need 12 more to hit 50. And when that happens, I'll gift 5 more to you guys. Platform agnostic collector's editions are the way to go for sure. Lono's driving skill match. His driving skills match his time zone skills. That's right. I can see your point. That's what I'm saying, Titus. I kind of felt the same way. I'm like, why the frick did they do that? That's so confusing. And then someone explained it, and I was like, oh, it was Rinny. And then somebody else made the same point. I was like, oh, I get it now. That actually makes sense. I'm curious about that art link, though. It was removed. Looked like the angle class. What's your thought? I don't know what you're saying. Oh, was there an art link that got removed and you're saying there was another class? Anthony, I think there will be other classes that they'll roll out with the seasons. I don't think there'll be any more than the 5 classes at launch, though. Does that make sense? I could see them doing some big annual pass or some big annual DLC for season 3 or 4 and then jam a new class into it. Because from where I sit, the way they've got this set up and the way they show that class selection screen, man, I don't know. That's it. That's the 5 at launch. That's your 5 classes. Oh, they're live right now, starting soon. They have a 19-minute countdown. Tell you what we'll do. We'll just pull that up. Because all this footage is footage that we have seen before. Let me get it set. Put it on that. Turn off annotations. There you go. Man, she's looking mean. She's looking angry. How will grouping with other players, especially lower level players, be limited to prevent power leveling? Would this hinder playing with others? I actually don't know. If you guys are just tuning in, the Diablo 4 dev update goes live in 18 minutes. You can watch it here with us. Thank you so much for being here. Smash all of the buttons. Here, let me fix that orientation over there to be left. There we go. On the member goal. What's the point of making games look really good and have character creation play top down? It's stupid, I think. I actually don't think it's stupid at all. You have to consider something. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee. Kylie Ann ordered a bag of Frickmas. Thank you so much, Kylie. I don't think it's stupid at all. You have to consider something. If you're familiar with games like this, commonly pausing the game and going into your inventory and seeing your character is a huge, huge point of sort of immersion and satisfaction. So seeing your really hot rogue or your really strong, crazy, mage, that's part of you feeling like you've sort of put yourself into the game. It's your sort of fingerprint, preferences, DNA, etc. So it's not actually stupid, I don't think, to put a lot of time and effort into what your character looks like. Because in a game like this, as you get loot and equip loot, it changes what your character looks like pretty dramatically. And a lot of that satisfaction comes from literally opening up the menu, looking at your inventory, and being able to feel that sense of satisfaction. So tattoos, and how tall you are, your hairstyle, all of that, I believe, is a part of the game design. What were the 5 classes again? Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, and Mage. Those are the 5. If you guys are just new and you're just tuning in, we will be watching the Diablo IV dev update together. It goes live in 17 minutes. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it very, very much. If you want to talk in chat, make sure you're on live chat. That way you can see what everybody is saying. Smash the like button. That helps with the video. That helps more people find the video. Give that old thumbs up a smack. And we'd love to hear from you if you're a Diablo fan. You might get a gifted member. We've had 38 members today. It's a great community to join up with. Join our Discord. Play games together. We've got people that play Call of Duty together. I think there's still people that play Lost Ark together. Druid might be spicy. I'm definitely going with Druid. No Pally or Crusader. If there's going to be a Paladin or a Crusader, it'll be later, K-Billy. At launch, those are the 5 classes. Yeah. Between Barbarian and Druid, got a while to decide. I really want to watch this. Stupid work meeting, says Polarin. I'll just say I can't. I'm watching Lono. Pretty sure that'll go over well. Yeah, just shoot him a quick email. Yeah. Shoot him a quick email. Do a poll. We can only do 4 options on the poll, so it wouldn't work. 5 classes. I do hope this game can restore some of the Blizz credibility, says Chris Belmont. It looks similar to D2, so I love that. Already smelling good. We took a look at the Diablo IV gameplay, like the hands-on previews, and they all said that a lot of the systems were pretty clearly a melding of Diablo 2 and 3. And I thought that was really encouraging. I thought that was really encouraging to hear. Like taking the best of both, you know? It's like, hey, we got good things here, we got good things over there, you know? Let's do both. Expected next class is a Valkyrie type character, a Holy Shield and Spear class. A Valkyrie could sort of be a Valkyrie could sort of channel the Paladin Crusader archetype. It could. Holy Warrior with the shield, you know, support abilities and stuff like that. But also, you know, good melee aggression. That certainly looks like a Valkyrie type. Oh, this was the leaked image with the 6th class. We can see 5 classes plus a Holy Shield class in the middle. Yeah, I see her. My only question would be, she has wings. She has wings just like Tyrael. Well, he ripped his off, but I don't know. Her wings are just like Inarius's wings. What if that artwork is meant to be like, hey, that's super reminiscent of the scene that we saw represented cinematically. So you gotta wonder, is she just an angel? Yo, Polarin pushing us a little bit closer to the next 25. That puts us at 30. I'm sorry, that puts us at 43 members for the day. 7 more, and I have to gift 5 members every 25. We're 7 away from 50. You're the man, Polarin. Tony C, Jason Schumacher, Thunderbolt. Yo, Real King Salty and Il Rosso. Those are all names I recognize, man. The more often you're here, the more likely you'll get one of those memberships. Thank you so much for doing that, Polarin. Yeah, I don't know if she's supposed to be a Valkyrie or if she's just an angel helping with the battle. Like, is she a 6th class? Is she a holy warrior? Is she like a Crusader Paladin Valkyrie archetype? Or is she literally just up at the top, just like Inarius is in the cinematic scene? She has a face. None of the other angels have faces. Fair. Totally fair pushback. It would just be really, really weird to have a class that actually has the wings, actually has angel wings. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, hang on. Oh, they're going to run the cinematic again. It's so good.
True in his holy name. Blessed be the light.
Yo, thank you, Train, for gifting a member, taking us to 44 for the day. That's not me. They're having sound trouble.
I'm joined here by Joe Shelley, who's the game director for Diablo IV, and then I have Joseph Pipora, who's the associate game director.
Oh, their set is sick.
Diablo IV. Obviously, this is our, like I said, our first live stream here. That's right. Live at Blizzard right now that we're doing for Diablo
Live in the cave.
Live in the cave.
We're here.
You guys are seeing it for the first time. This is our brand new studio that we'll be doing live streams from going forward. You probably recognize some familiar things in the background as well. We have like Bale back here from the Diablo 2 Resurrected commercial that we actually did with Simu Liu and Winston Duke, which was really cool. We got like the giant Diablo skull in the background. Our skate deck, I'm like trying to point in random directions right now as I look at myself on this monitor.
Yep.
And then, of course, Lilith. Lilith's right here. And what's cool, and behind Joe's head, we actually have a giant treasure goblin.
Treasure goblin.
It's the mascot.
Oh, it's right.
Sneaking up on
for
me.
Team Diablo there, especially in our building here at Blizzard. But as you guys know, we've been doing developer quarterly update blogs since the announce back in 2019 with Diablo 4. And this is kind of our new format going forward. We're actually going to be doing more and more developer update live streams as we head towards launch for D4 and even post-launch. But this gives us the opportunity of being able to connect with the community, hear from the devs straight from them through a fun format like live streams. So please excuse our mistakes and slip-ups. I promise you we'll have them. It's the best part about doing live streams and so forth.
The live part.
The live part, exactly.
I've never made a mistake going live, ever.
You guys will be able to hear more and more from the developers behind the scenes and hear their stories about how they are working on the game and what they're working on. So in future live streams, we'll have more information and more details about Diablo 4 before we head into launch. But yeah, I know we have a lot of stuff that we actually did announce over the past week. And Joe, I think it would be like a great opportunity for us to kind of dive in and kind of talk more about like what's occurred over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, the past couple weeks have been, really the culmination of the past year of getting the game, getting all the content into the game, testing the game. We've had test after test this year, internal tests, the closed beta endgame test, which was, we wanted to test our endgame to make sure that we have a chance to tune it and polish it before launch.
Yeah.
Better to test it before
As early as possible, right?
Including the previews, the press previews that we did. Some of the press got to play and community got to play a little bit before the Game Awards, and then of course we had the Game Awards moment that really capped off the year and brought in. We had the Monks take over the Game Awards. They're in LA. We had that wonderful opening where everything got dark and you sort of had a little bit of mystery about what was going to happen, and then of course Halsey performing.
Yeah, the Halsey moment was amazing, and this image was so cool. This is actually a picture she ended up taking right before the Game Awards performance, holding the Diablo skull. It's incredibly iconic in terms of how it was.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I had no idea she was such a huge Diablo fan.
I mean, I love how it mirrors this statue of Lilith holding the Diablo skull.
Yes.
Yeah, and she is a huge Diablo fan. She said her first Diablo game was actually D2. So it's pretty cool to be working with her and having her perform her song Lilith there at the Game Awards, and having that cool moment as we led into the reveal of the trailer, and of course the big announcements at the Game Awards being the release date for Diablo 4, which is, we can finally say,
That's right,
which is June 6, 2023. And during that announcement, we also ended up opening up pre-orders for the game, and we have multiple different versions for people to pre-order online or on the Xbox Store or on PlayStation Store. But we've also gotten some questions regarding the actual different versions, and I think we want to just kind of go through a few of them so we can kind of detail out exactly what people will end up getting for each of the different versions of the game. I know that the first version, obviously, is the standard edition of the game itself, and if you end up pre-ordering any copy of the game, you do get early access to open beta.
Yes, so it doesn't matter what version of the game you get. As long as you pre-order it, you're going to get early access to the open beta.
Exactly, and pre-ordering the standard version of the game, comes with benefits in it itself of within Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal, some cosmetics, and of course it comes with the a mount in D4. And I think one of the coolest things is this World of Warcraft mount. And I have to give a huge shout out to the WoW team here. They absolutely killed it. I've been using this around Valdraxxus myself while playing Dragonflight. It just looks so cool. And it does come with the pre-ordering the game in itself. And if you get pre-order PC, you actually get it now. And if you pre-order on console, you'll end up getting it at launch with console when you can link your Battle.net accounts.
Yeah, and that mount is based on a character in Diablo IV.
Yes. Spoilers.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah, we won't spoil everything. But yes, it most definitely is. And then there is the digital deluxe version of the game. And we also have an ultimate version of the game. But with the digital deluxe version of the game, you do actually get early access to the launch of the game, which is really awesome. And it ends up coming with an additional mount in D4. And of course, it also does come with the battle pass in itself, the premium battle pass for the game. And I know we have an image here for the ultimate version of the game as well, which comes, with the emote.
I know this has been heavily debated about like not giving early access to the game for the normal purchase, but the fact that all you're really doing is buying the battle pass. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. Who's pre-ordering the game this far out and not also getting that very first battle pass?
Itself, because I think there's questions related to pricing of what the battle pass is going to be. It is going to be $10 in US dollars in in-game currency value for the premium battle pass. So you get that included with the digital deluxe and the ultimate version. The ultimate version does come with like the tier skips and so forth. But then, and there's also questions related to early access for the digital deluxe and the ultimate version, because I think some people were wanting to know, like, oh, does that come with with early access? Does that mean I have like a massive leg up on people? And I know you guys wanted to talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, so I think there are two points there. One is getting early access to the game's release that you get through the deluxe version or the ultimate edition. And the thing I want to be clear about is that the game will not be launching in Season 1. Season 1 will arrive weeks after the launch of the game, and when Season 1 starts, everyone will be starting at the same time. Everyone will have an even playing field, and a lot of our competitive features like leaderboards and those kinds of things are going to show up in seasons. So folks who get early access to the game will get to check it out early, but you don't have to worry about any unfairness in terms of seasons.
Yeah, and I know with like the premium battle pass.
Okay, so he just spoke to one of people's concerns, is that all the competitive stuff and ranks and all that is going to be season based.
This is good, actually. I'm glad we have an opportunity to kind of talk about this a little bit. So there's I think there's confusion about the distinction between the battle pass and the idea of the season journey. And the season journey is still in Diablo IV in the same way that you found it in Diablo III, and that it's kind of a chapter-based mechanic that as players are progressing through the season, able to complete these various objectives tied to each chapter. We've made some updates to the way the feature works. You'll be earning like rewards for your character as you go through the process for this, but you'll also be earning favor by completing chapters of the season journey. And that favor is what drives some of the progression for the battle pass itself. So just by playing through the game normally and completing some of these objectives and earning these rewards for your character, you'll also be progressing your battle pass more quickly, which is great, because even if you don't buy the battle pass, and there are still many like items in the battle pass that are still available for free, you'll just get access to as you rank up the battle pass anyway. So even if you don't spend the $10 to purchase the premium battle pass, you'll still get some minor cosmetics and a few like gameplay boosts that you'll be able to earn during the course of that experience. But even those boosts, like let's say you get the accelerated version of the battle pass, a few extra tier skips that come with the game initially when you start playing in Season 1, which is again when the battle pass would actually start. Yeah. These gameplay boosts have a character level requirement attached to them in addition to the tier requirement. So just if you've managed to purchase a few tiers, or if you progress that more quickly, you'll still have to have a character with the appropriate level to make use of any of those things. It's really important to us that we balance the things that you can find in the battle pass in a way that they're compelling but still very fair. We don't want to have any situations where players can feel that they can pay to win.
Yeah. And of course, all of the seasonal content is completely free, and it's not attached to the battle pass itself.
We're gonna definitely do another one of these streams at some point, just to talk about like Season 1 and maybe seasons more generically.
I love that they're really pushing back against pay to win.
About this more recently, but to reiterate, like seasonal content, like our big season updates, are all completely free. You know, they're filled with new like progression mechanics, new monsters to fight, new challenges, new quests and content to go and consume. There's a lot to look forward to. All of that is completely comes with the box price of the game you've already purchased.
Yeah, and as Joseph just mentioned here, like if you want to learn more about the Battle Pass itself, feel free to like check out our blog back in August where we kind of detail out a lot of our plans on that. And of course, we do plan on talking more about seasons here in the future because people are going to want to know what season 1 is about, and we'll have more information as we get closer to launch.
And we're excited to talk about it, frankly.
Yeah.
There's some incredible cosmetics in the Battle Pass, too.
There's really cool cosmetics in the Battle Pass, but no power. You have to pay for it.
Yep, no power. And then the next big thing that I do want to also mention, of course, with the pre-ordering all the different games, is the collector's box. And I know we've seen a lot of chatter about this because of like all the cool items and so forth in it. We did want to, we have an image right here. I mean, it looks amazing. We did want to clarify in the pricing of the collector's box. Right now, it is priced at $96.66, and it will be available on the Gear Store in North America, EU, UK, and Latin America after the stream itself. And then in Australia, New Zealand, and in Korea, they will have those available at select retailers for people to actually pre-order as well. So there is going to be options here for people to check out or purchase the actual collector's box. There is one other question that I know that a lot of people are have asked about, like, hey.
To say that they also said Diablo Immortal wasn't pay to win, they really didn't. They answered one question. They have ad nauseum stressed that Diablo 4 is not pay to win. They answered like one question saying you couldn't buy gear in Diablo Immortal. They beat around the bush in Diablo Immortal. They have not beat around the bush in this game. They have said 18 different ways you cannot buy power in Diablo 4.
It's because you may be like wanting all the collectible items and as opposed to all the digital items or so from that end. But what's even cooler is that we actually have a collector's box here.
Yeah.
You do.
So we do want to show it off for the first time.
Look at this.
Yeah, this thing is massive.
This thing is massive.
So we're going to go through a few of the items here. This right here obviously is the box with like the gates of hell opening up, and it actually
Like trying to adjust it for the cameras to make sure people can really see.
Exactly. Professional hand models here.
Everyone. Clearly we're very good at this in particular. But it's really neat that it just opens up like the gates. And I think that there's a plan to do more. Have like
correct.
More of an unboxing video.
We're gonna show off some items here, but then after the stream, we are most definitely hoping you guys actually check out the Diablo YouTube channel, because the Diablo YouTube channel itself is gonna have a full unboxing of all the items and give you like a little bit of a closer look and details and so forth. But we do want to show off what we can here for sure.
Yeah. So the first thing we have is like one of these prints. Right?
Correct. Yeah, there's 2 different prints that actually come, or actually I guess almost 3 different prints that do come with the collector's box in itself. Right. Of course, some people may be familiar with some of this concept art that we've actually shown off in the past, and now you'll have your own matte prints of those. And then we have another one down here.
More here?
Of this loving couple.
Yeah, it's the happy couple, right?
The Inarius Lilith combo here of the concept art.
Oh, it's Inarius. I've been saying Inarius.
Yes. Again, so cool. We'll look at these characters this way.
And then we have
there's things. There's things.
Yeah, we have the Horadrim pen as well, which is really cool. And you can be like Tyrael now. I guess Tyrael now in the story.
Yeah, this is so cool because we had to build the Horadrim are a key part of the story of Diablo 4, and so we needed to design a symbol that appeared in game that was really iconic and part of a symbol of their order, and it turned out to be quite important, and so we decided to make this this physical pin so that you could kind of
be part of the secret club.
Yeah. That's right.
There you go.
So you too could join an order of secret demon hunters going across Sanctuary, trying to keep things safe.
Exactly.
This is actually one of my absolute favorite things here that we're about to show. I want to make sure that I actually get it the right side up. I did not.
There we go.
I did.
There we go, live.
Yeah.
This is the cloth map here of, and what I think the coolest part about this is actually a full representation of like the areas you'll be playing in Diablo 4.
That's right. We, when we went to build the world of Sanctuary for Diablo 4, one of the things we wanted to do is make sure that the game map had the feel of the kind of map that you would have that people made when they thought maybe there were a bunch of serpents in the water.
Right.
And so it was so cool to build all of that art for the map, and then getting to actually represent that as a physical object in the cloth map is so cool. And there are even more embellishments on this map. A lot of the art there at the bottom and all around the outside.
Yeah, and the framing is so cool. Like Lilith's up at the top and like kind of center frame there, and then of course, like we mentioned, like there's points in the game like Skosglen, Dry Steps, etc. that are represented in the map that you'll actually be able to see. And when you open up the map in Diablo 4, it's essentially this, which is awesome. So
yeah, I'm just a huge D&D and RPG nerd, so like anytime a game has a cloth map that comes with it, like I'm just so ecstatic to be able to just hang that up someplace and just put it somewhere. So I'm really stoked to see that we actually have this. And then we have
there's more.
There's certainly more. We have the art book, which is massive.
Yes.
Here you go, Adam.
Oh,
Let
yes.
me hand that to you awkwardly.
Yeah, I will attempt to flip through.
Accept it awkwardly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got it in itself. It's a bunch of different art that obviously the team has been working on within the game and so forth, and led by our wonderful art director John Mueller.
right.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm so sorry. There's like super glare.
Somewhat glossy. It's very nice.
Glossy pages, everyone. It looks great. But yeah, this thing is massive. It's super heavy. It's hundreds of pages here.
I mean,
which is really cool.
it's that's how thick it is, right? Like this is a lot of art. It's really cool, and we can show you a little bit of it.
And honestly, if you've like ever pre-ordered like a collector's edition or anything like that from other Blizzard titles like World of Warcraft and everything, the art books from all the art teams here have always been so phenomenal, and that's just another. So
that's not the last piece here. We have
Yes.
this. We have the candle.
yes, the Candle of Creation here is included. This is kind of like the main centerpiece for the collector's box in itself. This thing is really awesome. It's pretty hefty too, and it's great because it's double-sided here, so you can kind of choose sides depending on what you would want. Lilith on one side, and Inarius on the other.
Didn't we just do like a Twitter poll for like Team Lilith and Team Inarius?
We did. I will say the results blew me away because I think if you asked me like a month ago, I would have said Team Lilith would have been just
Would have crushed,
yeah. But it ended at a 50-50 split. So there are most definitely a good mixture of fans between Inarius and Lilith. But yeah, the candle itself is really cool. There's a ton of detail on the actual base as I'm covering it with my hand.
Yeah.
Hand model, everyone. And then, of course, it's even got some extra details here on the bottom specifically.
Fallen skulls. You can really see some of the detail of Inarius pauldrons.
It's almost hard. It's hard to show off the level of detail, but thankfully we have a video later that we'll talk about some of these things.
Exactly.
And we have some images going up as well.
Yeah, and it's actually got a, because this is an electric candle in itself, this is not like something that will just disappear after using it for so many uses and so forth. But it is battery operated. There's a switch on the side and so forth. But you can then have it either on your desk while you're working, or and you can flip it from side to side depending on which.
That's right.
Who you want to be in favor with.
Mondays with Lilith and Tuesdays with Inarius.
Exactly. So yeah, this is the collector's box itself. As I said, we will have an unboxing on our YouTube channels immediately after the live stream. So make sure to check that out. And pre-orders should be going live after this live stream on the Gear Store. So, and that is in, again, North America, Latin America, Europe, and the UK. And then in Australia and Korea, it will be available at certain retailers. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for those specific regions and where those details are going to be. So this is the collector's box. So it's actually really cool. Super excited. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to like immediately run over and pre-order it itself because
We got to do this.
I got to do this. But we actually have a lot of other things to talk about. As you guys know from the Game Awards and what you probably saw in the beginning of the live stream. Speaking of which, I do want to apologize for our counter. It clearly looks like Belial has gotten to our counter at the beginning of the live stream. It was moving a little slow. Lord of Lies most definitely has taken advantage of it. But we did start perfectly on time. But at the Game Awards, we did reveal the new cinematic for Diablo IV.
Yeah.
And I think this would be just one more a good refresher, just in case if you're jumping into the live stream now or if you haven't taken a look at it. I've seen it a million times, but let's take another look at the Inarius. And
they must be getting ready to do some kind of a transition. They need a break. This is a perfect time for me to talk to you. You're actually watching Reforge Gaming. We are co-streaming the Diablo IV dev update. We already watched this trailer multiple times. So if you're enjoying the broadcast, do me a favor and smash the like button. That helps more people find the video and my channel. If you like a Safe for Work video podcast that's live and highly interactive, make sure you hit subscribe on the channel and come back another day. Whenever we cover Diablo IV, guys, it's a great time to gift members to expose new people to our membership. And then every 50 members, every 25, I'm sorry, I will gift back to the community. So right now we're at 44 for the day. So it's a perfect opportunity for me to do a little station identification and greet and welcome everybody in. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast and the show. Again, we've seen this trailer so many times. I do think it's absolutely phenomenal. I think they are having maybe a bit of a production shift. Maybe they're having to get some stuff ready. And who's the lady? She's just a monk, I think. She's just down there singing and getting ready to do battle. And she's ready to lead the warriors of the light into the pits of hell. I don't know who she is. I don't know if they've named her. Shopping channel, D4 edition. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too critical. I do think that they wanted to get out in front of some of the questions about the different editions and the early access and what you get. And just so we're 100% crystal clear, that collector's box that they were describing, you do not get the game with that box. And the reason that they're doing that is it is a platform agnostic purchase. When you buy that, you are then free to buy the edition of the game on the platform that you need it, right? You don't have to worry about, are they going to run out of PlayStation 5 collector's boxes? Are they going to run out of Xbox or PC collector's boxes? You just buy that collector's box, and then you can buy the standard deluxe or gold edition that you need on the platform that you need it. Hogwarts ran into this recently, and they ran out. So thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of the trailer. Keep smashing all the buttons. Like, subscribe, and gift some members if you feel like it. And we're going to keep watching. This is supposed to be a dev update, so I believe that will be next.
I have returned to hell for you.
A million times and probably like half the views on YouTube in it itself.
Are you?
I am. I am boosting the YouTube viewership all by myself. It honestly is probably one of my most favorite cinematics that our SFT team has worked on here.
It's
at
incredible.
Blizzard. It's incredible. I think it'd be good to like kind of help inform the community, because I know a lot of people, if you follow Diablo, you know who like Lilith and Inarius are, but then there's a lot of questions related to like, who is Lilith, who is Inarius, how important are they within the Diablo universe, and it'd be kind of like great to give a little primer on that.
Yeah, so Diablo IV focuses on the world of Sanctuary, and it's the world itself was created by Inarius and Lilith. The universe of Diablo, there's this eternal conflict between heaven and hell, with the angels on one side and the demons on the other side. And Inarius and Lilith got tired of this and wanted to have a third way, and they created the world of Sanctuary where the humans live, and Diablo IV takes place.
Sort of abandon their responsibility, sort of, right? Like they're expected to continue this war.
Well, that's certainly the take of the demons and the angels both. Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, these two characters, these two antagonists, are a central part of the story as you adventure through the world of Sanctuary. These two founders who do not see eye to eye at this point, certainly, are a key part of the story that will unwind.
Yeah, so being able to like explore like Lilith as a character, explore Inarius' characters and like their motivations, kind of what led them to where they are now and why things are blowing up the way they are. Yeah, definitely very important to the overall story. Very cool to explore as well.
Yeah, and I think like the cinematic showcases like amazing moments, especially for Inarius. I mean, he's very much, you know, center stage for kind of the first time that people really get to see or experience him in a Diablo game, beyond just like the lore, the discussions, and so forth. And I think like just seeing his power and what he represents right there was amazing.
Yeah, Inarius is a force, to be sure. And you know, it's so cool to be able to tell the story in a way that we can have really multifaceted characters that have real motivations, you know, like you were saying, but also be able to represent the raw power of some of these characters like Inarius. Like when you think about that shot of Inarius' wings, you know, getting to see them over the army there, and
like spreading out super wide. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, angel wings have been such a beautiful part of Diablo games for a long time. You know, I think back to the scene with Tyrael in the World Stone and how his wings were represented there. The way that they can move, they have kind of this quality that you know, I don't think I've seen any other wings, angel wings, that are represented quite this way. They're just incredible.
Yeah, they feel very iconic to our angels in Diablo, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, of course, they're not just visually cool. They're also functional. You can see in the cinematic we just showed, when he lands, he actually impales a number of fallen off screen.
Yeah.
With his wings.
Yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite parts, where he's just like coming down and the fallen are in awe, and obviously he's just impaling them, and his feet landing on the ground, and like the amount of impact he has while doing a soft landing is just insane. You can tell he's got something on his mind. He clearly has an objective, wants to most definitely go towards it. It's just insane to see the power that's behind him. And I think one of my other favorite
hear that?
moments
Was there
is
like a car in the broadcast?
The pulse he sends out that like completely brightens up hell. All the fallen are essentially like blinded by it, but it's got this unique sound to it. And like a little bit of like fun Diablo lore is that, like, you know, angels in Diablo are beings of light, and the sound and like the resonance are all tuned to the crystal arch, and it's almost like you're hearing his unique sound that he actually sends out, which just causes all the fallen to, you know, immediately move off and be scared of like his power and what he brings.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so much in regards to the story between Inarius and Lilith, and you know, it's weird to also think that Inarius is also kind of was originally serving under Tyrael, which is obviously a very familiar name within Diablo. So there's a lot more to reveal that we're going to be doing here over the next, you know, couple months as we lead up to launch, and of course when people jump into the game for the Diablo IV story. But that cinematic was phenomenal for sure. The next big thing that we did want to talk about, and this is a huge part because this is actually kind of a new thing that a lot of the community may have heard of, but probably don't have full details on, and that is the Codex of Power.
Oh yeah, the Codex of Power.
Yes, the Codex of Power is a brand new feature that's coming into Diablo IV. It's a gameplay feature, and Mr. Joseph Pipora.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
can give us a little bit more details.
I'll talk about this. So this is one of those things I would have loved to be able to talk about in a blog a while ago, but we weren't quite ready to reveal it at that time, and there was already so many things for us to discuss. So the Codex of Power is this new crafting feature that we're bringing online in Diablo 4. We're really, really excited about it. What it allows players to do is, as they're progressing through this, the massive interconnected world of Sanctuary, they're going to be discovering lots and lots of dungeons as they go. And when they find these dungeons and they delve deep into them, at the bottom of them, they're going to find what we call Codex of Power aspects. And an aspect in the Codex of Power is effectively a legendary power that's been put in this very particular form. And every one of these dungeons that players progress through in the overworld has a unique legendary power via the aspect found inside of them.
Yeah. What I love about that is that you can create a new character, and you can look at some of the powers that are available through these dungeons and say, okay, I really want to target this power. I'm going to go to this dungeon, get that power. So you're less dependent on like, well, I hope this power drops.
Absolutely. So there are limitations in place, but Joe, to your point, that is basically the intent here, right? Is to give players some manner and measure of control over the nature of their build as they're beginning to go through those steps. But the Codex of Power is a way for them to basically take these aspects, and then they're able to go back to a crafter back in one of the major cities, our new occultist crafter, actually. And when they go to the occultist, they can hand off actually, we're showing it right now. Our sorcerer's friend has just earned aspect of overwhelming bolts, which is going to allow her charge bolts ability to go and fire 2 more projectiles with each cast. She's going for like an up close and personal melee lightning build. Mm-hmm. So this shotgun approach for her spender is going to be really, really useful. More bolts, more damage, definitely very good. Minor trade-off for the mana cost, but still what ends up being worth it in the end. Here we can see that the sorceress is now heading over to the occultist and is going to be choosing to imbue this aspect into one of their existing items. So she takes the item. So you're looking.
Sorry about that. I don't know what that was.
Looking at here because this is a live cast. We'd like to be able to show some things off. You have an opportunity to go and basically override the existing legendary power on this and put in the new power they've just collected through the Codex of Power. Mm-hmm. So in this way, players get this deterministic way to kind of collect a series of these legendary powers that are out there in the game for them to find. But it's not all of them. You can only find some of the legendary powers overall in the game. There are over 120 dungeons in the game. So this represents like a lot of really exciting and interesting things for you to collect as you're going through these areas. You don't just find legendary powers for your class. You'll find legendary powers for all of the classes as you go, and some ones that can work on multiple classes as well. And then we think this is really cool because every time you find an aspect that you can put into your Codex of Power, this is now available to all characters in that realm. So, for sake of argument, if we're playing in Season 1, every character that you'd make, let's say you're playing your sorceress first, and you go find a whole bunch of werewolf, druid, based aspects as you're playing. When you go and you want to build a new werewolf character or a new druid character, you have all those aspects to play with from level 1 as soon as you want to start kind of like leveling up gear and getting into a position where you can make use of them.
That's
we
right.
love this idea of like making it so it's easier to go play with other builds.
Yeah, I love too how we've really been thinking about crafting in Diablo 4, and I love how the occultist figures into that crafting, right? Because, when we think about legendaries in Diablo 4, what we're really talking about is the legendary power. And that legendary power can be moved around. You can use it to upgrade rares, and the occultist is sort of the central point of all of that crafting load.
That's absolutely right. So that was one big change we add with, and we've talked about in previous blogs before, but one big change in Diablo 4 is allowing legendary powers of a particular type to roll on lots of different item slots, which gives players an interesting game of deciding where they want to place certain powers to make maximum use of them for their builds. Now the Codex lets them put them on the slots that are appropriate for that power. They can choose, right? But another limitation for the Codex of Power, in addition to not actually having the ability to collect all of legendary powers in the game, there's many, many more for you to find as you're playing through Diablo 4. Those powers also are always rolled at the lowest level of power possible. So it is always better for you to go find a legendary item that has the power that you're interested in, and then you can choose to use that item directly or extract the power from that item into an aspect crystal, then go in and print into your own item of your choosing. So those legendary items you find out in the world are always going to end up being more powerful as a general rule.
Yeah, I really like the idea that no matter what, finding stuff is still going to lead to potentially the best opportunity of getting the most amount of power, but you still have the customization ability of being able to, I found this power, I would still like to use this on another piece of gear and add that within the Codex of Power, and you still can.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's great about it, exactly to that point, is that you can have, let's say that you are leveling up and you get a legendary power that you really love, and you start to sort of make your build around it. with the Codex of Power, you can acquire new gear, and in fact through essences as well. And you can extract, you can bring that power with you, so you can maintain that build, so you're not sort of losing a core part of your build as you're getting new gear.
Yeah, and the fun thing about this is that we do want players, as they're beginning to go through their class phase, they're making their skill tree selections, they're going deeper and deeper into this, they're making their fun choices. We do want them to be able to still want to chase certain other powers. Like, for example, for this, like, you know, kind of like melee-focused lightning build, the player here is participating in right now. Like, there are other powers that they really, really want for this build. Like, there's a lightning bolt legendary that's going to allow lightning warp legendary. It's going to allow them to have the sphere basically orbit around them as part of combat, which, as you can see, would be awesome when they're teleporting into packs of monsters and trying to deal damage when they're up and close and personal. So there's lots more things for that lightning sword to collect as they're going through, and then hopefully find the very best versions of those legendary powers as well as just finding them in the first place.
Yeah, so I know with the Codex of Power, this is kind of a new feature that's coming in Diablo 4, and we'll have more information and more details regarding like different parts of the Codex of Power and the different powers you can end up finding and so forth to imbue onto actual weapons or gear in general here in the future. Plus other mechanics and other systems that I know people have been talking about and wanting to know more about here in the future. But I did want to leave some time for some Q&A, because I know we've had a lot of different questions that we've seen pop over the community here in the especially in the last week with all the announcements that we've actually had related to Diablo 4. And so I wanted to make sure that we spent some time on those. So we did collect a lot of these questions through different community channels, like some of our forums on like D3, D2R, where people are posting about Diablo 4 there, to Reddit. Some of our these questions actually came from like social media, or even our content creators that actually do focus in on Diablo. So let's kind of like jump into a few of these specific questions if we can. So first one we have is like, what learnings did you guys apply from other Diablo games to Diablo 4?
Yeah, this is a great question, because when you think about the history of the Diablo IP, of all the games that have come, what we wanted to do is capture the things that players loved about each of those entries in the series. You know, and when you think about, so we really thought about how Diablo 1 really established sort of this tone of gothic horror, this really dark tone that was quite different from other things that you would see at the time. And we wanted to carry that forward and recapture that in Diablo 4. And then when we look again, what do players love and hold close to their hearts in Diablo 2? And we really wanted to capture that essence of having systems that unfold out and have all of this depth and ability to look at it and nuance and think to yourself, okay, well, I'm really going to learn all of the details of this, and I'm gonna by having a deep understanding of this, I'm going to optimize my character in ways that people who don't understand these nuances will miss, and I will feel like, oh, I really am optimizing through this system in that.
Yeah,
really
the character's really like an expression of the choices you've made while you're leveling up and like making interesting decisions, right? Like
that's a great point.
It's really, really important. A lot more of that power is based on decisions that players made along the way.
Character power on the character itself versus
just stuff that you
the
wear.
itemization. Absolutely. And of course, when we think about Diablo 3, we think about the fluidity of combat, that sort of action aspect of the action RPG.
It feels really good to kill monsters in Diablo 3.
Yeah, and Diablo 3 added so much to not just the player cast interactions. When you talk about hit frames and contact frames and all of the sort of nitty gritty of how that smoothness is achieved, but also the effects on the monsters exploding, various ways that monsters can die, death kits, all of those kinds of things. And we wanted to make sure that we represented that in Diablo 4 and even at a grander scale. I mean, if you can't behead a fallen, then what are we even doing here?
Exactly.
What are we even doing here?
Exactly. Cool. For the next question we have, as I'm like dodging the camera and so forth. How does the Battle Pass work, and how long does it go for? I know we talked a little bit about Battle Pass, but I think this is actually a really good question as well.
Yeah, it's a great question. So the Battle Pass will last for the entire duration of a season, and a season is 3 months.
Yep.
So you'll have plenty of time to work your way through the Battle Pass. Active players are going to have no problem with that. You're not going to run out of time.
Yeah, and you'll be earning progress, like I mentioned before, by completing content in the season journey, but also just by like killing monsters, going through dungeons, completing quests. Like everything you do is going to be slowly earning progress towards your Battle Pass progress.
Yeah, and I know that because we talked about season journey beforehand and so forth, and again, that's just an opportunity for people who even don't have the Battle Pass will still have an opportunity of actually going through a season journey similar to what they kind of experienced with Diablo 3 and earning things and so forth from that specific moment as well.
Oh, I want to call it one more thing because I think there's another question here that sometimes is kind of asked, which is like, how long am I expected to play in order to like progress through the Battle Pass? And like that's like close to like between 75 hours ish. Like it's in that kind of realm for the most part. And this is important because we don't want you to think like you hear that there's a Battle Pass that's going to last for 3 months. Am I expected to play every single day for 4 hours for 3 months? Like that's not how this works. We really want people to engage with it at a pace that is appropriate to you and feel that you've got the time necessary to like really go through the whole thing.
Cool. Next question that we have here is when does the first season of Diablo 4 actually start?
That's right. So we'll be able to share more details about the exact dates of when the season starts, along with more details about the first season, what kind of exciting things you're going to get to see coming soon. But the key thing to know is that the game will launch in a preseason mode.
Yes.
And the season will start some weeks after that.
Yeah, and so for those that do end up pre-ordering, again, on the Digital Deluxe or the Ultimate version, and they have the early access period, your early access will be within the preseason, so it's not an opportunity to get a leg up over other people in regards to that first season for Diablo 4.
Yeah, I really want to make sure people have time to like really play through and enjoy the campaign and see all this content before they get ready to start fresh in season 1.
Exactly.
Next question. If I want to play Diablo 4 on PC and console, do I need to purchase the game for each platform?
Yes, so you do need to purchase the game for each platform that you want to play on.
Correct.
But all of your progression, you can play between platforms, and all of your progression is cross-platform as well.
Yeah, and just to reiterate as well is that if you do buy the premium Battle Pass for like PC and you also play on Xbox, for instance, your Battle Pass does carry over because it is part of your Battle.net account. So you'll end up progressing both on whichever platform that you actually do play on. You don't need to purchase a Battle Pass for each specific platform for each time you're playing on like PlayStation or on Xbox and on PC.
That's right.
Cool. Will familiar Diablo items be returning to Diablo 4? Sorry, I'm like ducking around.
They will. Joe,
Yeah.
I think you have some.
Yeah, so like I mean, there are a ton that are returning. There's Shaco's coming back, Windforce is coming back, Grandfather's coming back. There's like Mage Fist is coming back.
And these are unique items.
So,
right?
yeah, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so that's a really good call-out. So there are legendary items we talked a little bit before that have like really particular powers, and then there are unique items that are much more powerful than legendary items are. Now legendary powers can show up on any slot. Unique items come with like a pretty fixed loadout of like types of affixes that could appear on that thing, and then what the special power is tied to the unique item on its own. And they're really they're difficult to find. They're really rare. They're fun chase items, and you can really build exciting builds around some of these things. But we've taken a lot of the ideas from these items from previous games, kind of reinterpreted them to make sure they work with Diablo 4, but tried to retain that thematic essence to them. Like it's been an exciting challenge for the team to kind of go after and try to bring in. So yeah, we have a ton.
Diablo items returning.
And,
Fan favorites.
And a lot of new things too. So there's a mixture of both, but you will see some returning favorites.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I think that is the end of our questions that we have there, specifically that we ended up grabbing. I know that we wanted to make sure that we had enough time and so forth. And but I did want to thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys, obviously, for joining us on our last live stream. But I'm gonna throw you guys before we leave some quick, fast-paced shotgun questions because I want to make sure that we have all these and everything like that.
Sounds good.
I'd be curious to know favorite class in Diablo 4 for each of you.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Rogue.
Rogue. Okay, so that was easy. I guess Barbarian, but I think in terms of specs. So I could just talk for the 5 minutes, but no, Barbarian right now.
Yeah, you're right. There's so many cool mechanics. Like when I say rogue, I'm thinking about the idea of being a rogue and running around. Like
I will say Rogue is incredibly fun. Like plays like like it's if you want a fast like agile character that like is dancing around like everything.
Yeah, it doesn't disappoint
It
mechanically.
is the most. I would say that and the Necromancer are probably the two most fun and flashy like characters. Well, actually, I would say also even the Sorceress is flashy just because of all the spell effects and everything. So
Again, there's builds I love on all of the classes.
I personally am a Druid fanboy. Always have been.
Bear, werewolf.
Actually, I've really enjoyed like the elemental specs
nature,
and so
yeah.
forth. Yeah.
Storm is so strong.
Storm is so fun.
We're gonna nerf Storm, everybody.
Just because I said something.
Just because we said it was good, so we're gonna go. We're not gonna just nerf Storm. Don't worry about that.
I'd be curious to know favorite enemy in Diablo 4. Maybe
favorite enemy.
Yeah. Or
Let's
enemy family.
see. Enemy family. Wow. You know, I love what we were able to do with the Bloodcasters. There was actually an enemy in Diablo 2 under the city that is this vampire caster, very tall and thin and floating, and we were able to reimagine that in Diablo 4, and it moves by turning into bats. And it can form out of bats. So if you get a lot of bats in one area, it can turn into one of these casters.
Wait, did it move in Diablo 2 as bats?
No,
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, like I always it's so hard to tell with like D2 because it's like usually you find them in like catacombs or something like that, and it's really dark. And maybe they have been, and I have had no idea. But yeah.
Yeah, for me it's Drowned. Like the whole monster family for the Drowned, I really like. There's something about like the like these pale, clammy, like seaside monsters rising up from the waters. And one of the things that's really fun is like they're really like strange and mysterious in the world, and I really gravitate towards that. Like, you know, they're covered with barnacles. They've got like all kind of like broken parts of like sunken sea vessels they use in combat. They just swarm all over the place. Often you'll find like you're in slick areas where it's raining when you have to actually encounter them. Like they're a super fun a group of monsters to fight. And they've got some neat. A lot of their brute has some like really neat abilities that you have to like trying to like dodge and avoid. They're very dangerous. So yeah, they're my favorite I think right now.
Nice. What's a fun fact you guys encountered while developing Diablo 4?
fun fact developing Diablo 4. I'm going to throw it to Joe. What
do you
Sure.
think?
So a fun fact I learned while developing Diablo 4, that it is very, very important while we're allowing players to like make a lot of choices and they're thinking about the way they like make a really interesting character for themselves, that we unveil that kind of slowly initially. Otherwise, we have a tendency to like get people like really like scared about making choices, and they kind of clam up, which is obviously not what we want. We want people to like be able to engage with these kinds of features. So it's maybe not like a fun fact, but I think it was very, very interesting. We went through a lot of iterations to get to the right place. And I'm really happy with where we landed.
Yeah, now I have to give a serious answer.
No, I'm sorry. I should have given some other fun fact.
No. I think it's better.
Okay.
You know, I think we
better,
went
folks.
through we went through a lot of iteration on the first skill when you start out in the very beginning of Diablo 4. For a while, you started with one of your classes, left click, basic skills, and we had a lot of trouble with having that skill that we'd chosen for you, feeling like, well, I guess I should build a spec around this, because it's just you start with it, you're familiar with it, and it sort of constrained your ability to explore the skill tree.
Yeah. So like if Sork started with like Firebolt, for example, like a lot of people that were testing would just make fire like spec sorcerers. They wouldn't think about like trying other skills. So
we ended up going with a basic. We ended up adding, fairly late in development, a basic attack that you start with, so that when you get your first level up, you actually get to choose. Okay, well, which spec do I want to start with? And of course, you can respec within the skill tree pretty freely. So
Yeah, and I remember that when it was originally like that, and thankfully we test internally and so forth. We get our own feedback from within the team of what people are actually doing from that end. Of course, and last but not least, the most controversial question: Team Inarius or Team Lilith?
Team Inarius. even though I'm wearing my Lilith shirt.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's actually really funny. I guess still Team Lilith. I think I'm still
Lilith? Okay,
I
we're
think I'm
split.
still Team Lilith. Yeah.
We're split. I won't break the tiebreaker here. We will keep the poll at
Oh wow.
50-50.
Trying to stay very neutral
I
here.
will.
in
I
the
will
center.
stay neutral here. I will choose Team Bale. There we go.
Team Bale.
It's behind me. It's perfect. Uncle Bale. It's
Uncle
great.
Bale.
Uncle Bale. It's perfect. Great. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our time here today on the developer update stream. I do want to note that we thank everyone again for tuning in for our first developer update stream. This is
I always hang on because I'm worried they're going to do some special ending secret thing.
getting a studio up back in the building, and I'm happy that we can call this home for our streams going forward. We do have a lot of Diablo activities that are going on that we've announced or will announce here, I'll say in a second, for the whole entire franchise. If you are a big fan of Diablo Immortal or a player of Diablo Immortal, we just had a huge update for 1.7 come out yesterday. It's massive. It's probably our biggest update yet. So I do recommend checking it out. Lots of big narrative moments and whole new areas that kind of expand the campaign in Diablo Immortal, as well as a lot of quality of life features that the community's been asking for. So been hearing a lot of great positive feedback, and we're excited that that's out right before the holidays. And then D2R earlier this week, we announced 22 Nights of Terror.
That's
it's
right.
an in-game event that essentially changes the game every single day, and it's kind of a surprise. Think of it like a Diablo advent calendar, you could say. So that actually started earlier this week. And for Diablo 3 fans, we actually have a new holiday event. This is a brand new event for Diablo 3 that I'm really excited to.
Yeah, you've been working hard on this.
Our D3 team has been working really hard, and they're working really hard on the next season. And we'll actually be revealing that tomorrow on the blog. So make sure to tune in for that. And we'll also have news related to, of course, the Darkening of Tristram, which happens every single year for Diablo 3 and when that will be occurring. So make sure to check out Diablo3.com from that side. Any parting words from you guys?
Yeah, I really wanted to thank everyone for tuning in today and following us throughout the year. It's been a big year for us, as I was saying earlier. A ton of work getting all the content into the game, setting us up for next year, setting us up for release. We've got a lot of bugs to fix in the new year. We've got to make sure that our server architecture and infrastructure is in good shape for of course, our betas coming up and our release.
Hang tight, guys, because I've got something for you.
And we have a lot of exciting stuff to share next year as well. Through some of these live streams, more of these live streams. But you're not going to hear from us for a little while because we're all going to take some time off to be with our families for the holidays and really take a break from from Diablo 4. Just not think about Diablo 4 for a little bit.
A restful holiday period for the team for sure.
Sometimes we have like builds up, people to like sort of.
Seriously, I'm all for that. Seriously, take the rest of December off, come back, hit it fresh January. Like, definitely in full support of people doing that.
Any parting words?
Shout outs to the various Diablo updates we have coming down the road. I recommend everyone take some time to play some World of the Warcrafts because Dragonflight is rad, really fun. But for the community itself, I think that this has been a huge year for the Diablo team, much as Joe has already said. We're really excited to be able to just finally start sharing more and more about where the game is at and what we've been thinking about and what we value. It's been awesome talking to press. I really can't wait to just keep this conversation going. I think this is going to be the best thing for everybody, both for the dev team to be able to get this feedback and hear the sorts of things that you're interested in. Also, just make sure that we're regularly talking to you so you know what to expect and you know what where our heads are at. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you for sticking with us this long, and hopefully everyone enjoyed all the things that happened over the course of this last couple months.
Yeah, and like I said, this is kind of the new way that we're going to be communicating out to the community through these developer update streams. We're super excited for them, especially as we get into next year. We have way more information to reveal, including details early next year, about the open beta and when that will actually be starting as well. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I just want to say happy holidays, and we'll see you guys next year from the Diablo team. Thanks again.
So
Sounds good. Sounds good. I do think it's unfortunate they wasted so much time on like the merch. That was unfortunate, but I still think there was good info in there. Some new gameplay, you know, getting to see that power codex. Guys, we're gonna do something really different. A lot of the times what we do is we end the day with like a reaction upload video, but I want to spend some time with members. So I'm going to send you over through redirect to a reaction video to Fable. Apparently Fable is getting delayed and having internal problems because of their engine, and this may be a Microsoft policy. So we're going to be taking a look at that. Like, is Microsoft setting up their developers to fail with their policies about contractual workers, as well as their engine policies? When that video is done, it will redirect you to a members stream. We're 6 members away from hitting 50, where I have to give 5. I'll give you guys 1 minute to do that if you want to try to hit that again before we end for the day. But if you are a new member, stick around for that. I'm going to put a link in chat. We're going to go over, and we're actually going to premiere this Fable video so that you guys can continue chatting about this. So it's about a 10-minute video about the Fable delay. We do multiple live streams a day, member streams, and we do these sort of reaction uploads. So I'm going to premiere this video so that you guys can continue chatting and discussing this situation going on with Fable, and all continue hanging out together. And then when it's done, it'll send you guys to a members only stream where we can hang out and talk for a little bit before we end the day. Just wanting to catch members up on everything going on. We will not get to do the Throwdown Thursday today, where I play some games and showcase games to you, okay? So I'm going to give you guys like 1 more minute here. If you guys want to gift any to hit that, the 50. If not, that's totally fine. Another huge day on the channel. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you're smashing like on your way out on this video. We need 40 more likes for 400. That would be stupendous to have a good like ratio on the video. It helps more people find it. So this video is about Fable. We've got inside information basically stating that this game is having trouble. I'm going to send you guys over to it. As soon as you guys get over to this video, smash like, leave comments, help this video out, and you can continue chatting in the chat about it, all right? If you're a fan of Fable, if you're a fan of RPGs, I assume you might be since you're watching a Diablo stream, all right? I'm going to spam the link in chat. I'm also going to redirect you and send you to it, whichever you prefer doing. I'll see you guys over in that chat, and then I'll see members for a members-only stream directly after that thing. So stick around for the Fable delay discussion. I'll see y'all over there.